The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
So what's Lachie Neale done?
Well, yeah, it was kind of last week. I was just going to say, like, the Broncos had a loss on the weekend. The Lions had a win, Kendall.
Yes, they did.
But
Whether we deserved
We
it.
were just talking about something. Was this last week?
It looks
that
like,
happened?
it was when we played the Dogs, so it must have been the week before down in Melbourne. And Abby Holmes, who, you know, she's an ex-NRL AFL player, she's, you know, does a lot of the hosting. She's moved into a host role, but does that post-match interview. And
on the TV.
Yeah, in the coverage. And at the end of her interview, she's interviewed Lachie Neale, co-captain of the Brisbane Lions, and they've had a little kiss on the cheek. It's kind of initiated by Lachie, though, post-interview, but people aren't happy about it.
So, yeah, it's literally just a kiss on the cheek, then he runs back to his team, who are just sort of,
It's a
having
bit of
that
a, like,
post-game huddle kind of
It's a
thing.
one-arm hug, kind of that, like, how are you, friend? Little, you know.
It's an average social kind of hug. For instance, I've got a problem with it. I'm only watching it properly now.
What's the contention? Is it people saying, well, Lachie wouldn't do that if it was if it was a guy reporter?
Yeah, no, people are saying how inappropriate of her to kiss Lachie Neale.
What?
Because a male would never kiss, if he kissed a female athlete, that would be an issue.
So, yeah, but it looks like, as you said, not that there's anything wrong with what Lachie did, but I reckon I'm not going to say he instigated it. It was mutually acceptable. In the same way that when I went at the races, the 1 second that I saw you before you brushed me on Saturday all day, it was you, Max Futcher, and Tim.
Correct.
Your
husband.
husband.
And we hugged and kissed.
I shook Tim's hand, I shook Max's hand, I left you to last, and then I hugged you.
And it would have been...
And we did cheek
What,
kiss.
did the polite sort of kiss on
Yeah,
the cheek?
kiss the cheek, yeah.
But you don't really kiss, you kind of just touch cheeks?
Yeah.
Oh, usually I go in.
You make a sound.
Yeah.
But nothing's happening.
Yeah, I know.
You make a really weird sound when you do it, actually. It's just a bit too much.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of
Weird how you use your tongue
There's a bit
as
of
well.
breathing.
That's strange.
when
I'm
Kendall
actually
does
just
it.
getting around licking everyone.
I've seen
Isolate that for the next 4 days.
I've seen Lachie greet Susie like that before, right? It's the same sort of deal. Who come in, give Susie a cuddle.
It's exactly that.
Shake our hands.
Yeah, well, I don't hug
Nothing
and
in it.
kiss Lachie Neale.
No.
It's definitely a social courtesy, but I suppose it's no different to those post-match interviews that you'd watch at the end of an Origin game. I mean, any of those female hosts aren't going to kiss every player as they finish their chat.
But it seems like he knows her.
But they all know her. I mean, look, I don't have an issue with it. I think it looks like a common courtesy. It doesn't happen every week, and I think it was just...
Yeah. Like if certain people, if I knew them, I would certainly do that. Like
I think-
if Renee Gartner was, if I was somehow playing Origin, unlikely, and she was interviewing it, which is likely, I would hug and give her a kiss.
Right, you want that on the record.
Because I know her.
Yes. No, I understand.
What I don't like
I'm
is
not going
that
to take a knee or anything.
people want her to apologise that she's really out of line and it's unprofessional behaviour for a female interviewer.
Yeah, but
That's such tough criticism for women in sport, even on the sideline.
This has also taken a week to come out in the media. Like,
Yeah,
it
come
shouldn't
on.
take that long.
It's a slow news day, perhaps.
It really is.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
Okay, yeah, Channel 9's unique experiment. Do you want to live forever? I think as we all get a bit older, we're all looking for something to do. You know, we were just out in the kitchen. Luttsy had his morning greens, was it?
Yeah, I have morning greens. I've taken 2 different types of pills that are supposed to help keep you young forever. I'm all across it. But this show sounds like it could help. And who better than Duncan Armstrong, who looks in his late 20s. And what are you now, 108, Duncan?
56, Luttsy, so I'm going about half as good as you, mate, which is 100% better than me.
Before you start, mate, I just want to say I spent a lot of yesterday looking at Channel 9 all as a side thing. Stan, I haven't tried to work out what's going on. If you go to, they've got an Olympic portal or whatever on Stan where you can look at the official videos of each Olympics going right back to, I watched LA, I watched Seoul, and I watched Sydney over the weekend. My goodness, it really fires you up for what lays
specific
ahead for
clips?
Paris. It's like a 2.5-hour doco with an American narrator talking about specific events at each of those games, and it's magnificent, mate. You'd love
You
it.
are a sporting tragic, Luttsy. That's a terrible way to spend a lonely Saturday.
Oh, I did go and get pissed after it.
That's it. Stay consistent, mate.
So tell us about this, mate. This show that you feature on.
Yeah, my son Tom and I, Tom's 32, and we haven't worked on a project together, so we got contacted to come and do a health documentary series, and I thought it was really, really fascinating. Tom and I, we occupy, there's eight participants, and Tom and I occupy the family history segment of the show about how much family history is going to impact you, living forever if you want to do that. So with my heart attack about 3.5 years ago, we wanted to know if Tom had a ticking time bomb inside him, and then what I could possibly do at the age of 55 with post a major heart attack. So it was a 12-week journey, and we're looking at all types of health hacking and, like you said, eating some greens, supplements, and trying to get as healthy as we possibly can, and working with some outstanding professors in the Australian medical scenes. So it was a really, really interesting 13-week journey for my son Tom and I. It was great.
So is it a bit of wives' tales meets science? Is it like, they say this works and now we're going to put it to the test? Or how exactly does it work, and what did you learn?
Yeah, it's not actually a bad way of putting it, Ash. There's a lot of sort of like beliefs in the marketplace with probably grandparents and from different parts of the medical societies. But, it was a lot like that. There was a lot of gurus on the show, global gurus that you'd recognise, like Dr. Peter Attia and other guys. And so Tracy Grimshaw did a great job of travelling the world, talking to these sort of guys in terms of the breakthroughs they're getting, where magic meets science kind of thing. And then we talked to a lot of professors as well that, really drilled into the testing and the scans and all the things that the medical industry sort of can throw at people like you, me, and everybody else there in Australian society. So we did a bunch of testing stuff that people would recognise, and then we talked to a lot of gurus who are doing some sort of like space agey and crazy stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, I said earlier, Dunk, before you came on, I said I owe my start in radio. I think Luttsy owes his start in radio to me, but I owe my start in radio to you, because we go back to
4BC, Kendall.
1995 or 6 or something like that.
5 for you, 6 for me, I reckon.
Yeah, 1995, and Duncan was reading the sport at 4BC. That's sport. I'm Duncan Armstrong. And I used to listen to it every day. Like, he'd come on and do that more. And then,
for those younger, I'm talking of ages, for those that don't know, Duncan was an Olympic gold medalist.
Yep, absolutely.
Of the finest, still going back to 1988.
88, 200 freestyle, a classic moment in Australian sport. Anyway, Duncan left. He left 4BC and got a job at Fox, was it, Dunk? I think you went to Fox.
Yeah, went down to Fox.
And there was an opening at 4BC. And I got a phone call to come in and do an audition. And if it wasn't for that, I never would have got a start in radio. And then it was like straight after that Dougal Saunders left. He's now leading the New South Wales National Party or something or other. I can't believe it. Did you know
How
that?
How weird is that?
Yeah, I did. I rang him up when he gave his inaugural speech in New South Wales Parliament. I said, mate, I'm completely insulted you didn't mention me. I made you into who you are today with that great voice at 4BC, and he just brushed me. Couldn't believe it.
Did he really? Oh, that's sport. I'm Dougal Saunders.
Well, when I used to do the sport, whenever I'd really stuff it up and make a mistake, I'd just say, that's sport, I'm Dougal Saunders. He used to ring me up and say, mate, you've got to stop doing that. I'm like, I don't think I will.
I'm doing news bulletins today, so I might take that tip and throw someone else's name out there.
Just say you're Susie O'Neill.
Well played.
It's great to catch up again. We'll watch this tonight. The great Duncan Armstrong. Do you want to live forever? Great to catch up, Dunk. All the best, mate.
Thanks, Ash. Thanks, Luttsy.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
It was huge. We're going to talk all about races and various other things that happened over the weekend, but for me, it started Thursday with the Brisbane Racing Club Calcutta, which we'll talk a bit more about. But I ran into Campbell Brown. Do you know who Campbell Brown is? He's an AFL player, played, I think it's Hawthorn captain, played, I think, I'm just checking on Wikipedia, 159 games for Hawthorn over 9 years, up to 2010. A legend of Hawthorn.
He's a real character too, isn't he?
Great character. Yeah. Does a podcast. A fun guy. Great guy, actually. Yeah. And he sort of had a largish weekend sort of from that point forth. And I ran into him again yesterday. And he said, Brisbane played St Kilda on, when was that?
Friday night.
Friday night.
Yep. At the Gabba?
At the Gabba. So St Kilda's obviously in town, and Campbell was staying at the same hotel. So he's had a big night. Must have been, I think it was Thursday night after the Calcutta. A lot of us sort of had a few drinks, and he kicked on, and he's got back to the hotel that he's staying at, and he didn't have his room key, forgotten his room, so he's just gone to the reception and gone, I'm Campbell Brown, I'm staying here, I know it's late, I don't have my room, I haven't got my key, and the lady was nice enough to go, look at the system, yes, yeah, well, that's fine. We have your room number here, so here's the key. And as he's leaving, she's gone. Thank you, Mr. Campbell, and he hasn't thought twice about it.
Mr. Campbell.
Oh no.
So he's gone up to it, and as he's going up, he's going 19th floor. He's like, I don't remember being that high. Like I don't think I was on the 19th floor, and then he's got up to the 19th, and then he remembers, I turned left out of the escalator, out of the elevator. I'm sure it was a right turn. Like, this doesn't feel right. But he was with a guy that went up the lift with him. One of his mates was staying somewhere up there as well. And mate, she said, it's your room, so it is. And he's pressed the buzzer, and the door's gone green. Open the room. There's a naked man on the bed.
Mr. Campbell.
It's Mr. Campbell. It's Tom Campbell, number 38 for St Kilda. Who's just asleep in his bed
Because
by
what
himself.
time is it?
He thought it was midnight.
Okay.
Right? So and Tom Campbell, rightly so, got up in almost like a karate stance naked. And Campbell Brown is still also.
Oh my God.
So he's gone karate stance as well. And then Tom's gone, Campbell? And Campbell's gone, Tom? What are you doing? And he goes, I don't know, they gave me this room, this is obviously your room. And he's gone, I'm so sorry.
my God.
Okay, and just sort of left and went straight out the door again. And then, obviously Tom Campbell's played the next day, so he's waking him up late.
How did he play?
I don't know.
Someone look up his stats.
I didn't see the game.
I want a Tom Campbell report.
But Campbell Brown later in the weekend has texted Tom Campbell going, I apologise. That was like midnight. I'm so sorry. And Tom Campbell goes, mate, it was 2:10 in the morning. What an awesome story.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
And that happened this weekend.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
So this was my weekend. This is what I managed to jam in over the last couple of days. I took my boat up to 1770, the town of 1770, I think is the official name of it.
It's a weird name for a town, by the way. It's called the town of 1770.
The town of 1770.
What was that meeting? Were they hung over? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Let's call it the town of 1770.
It's kind of cool, though.
Gary, you're drunk.
Yeah.
But
You're in charge.
we're going to go fishing, so let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I went fishing because it's so rare for me that I get an opportunity to. Like, if you're a fisherman, not only do you need the time to be able to go fishing, but you also need the weather to play its part. And that's where it can just become so frustrating because, like, we got holidays coming up and I can go, I want to go fishing for those holidays. But if the weather doesn't play its part, you're not doing anything. So, anyway, it was good on the weekend. So I took off up there and went out off the reef. God, I feel. I put a picture up on my Instagram. I just happened to be wearing my Origin jersey when I was fishing up there. I was wearing the Queensland Origin jersey, and then I came back and always show the kids the pictures of the fish that I caught. And Archie said to me, he went, "That is the greatest Queensland photo," like me holding this big coral trout that I caught in my Origin jersey. And I was like, yeah, this is it. I think I put that up was how good is Queensland? I think that's what I wrote. Just how good is it? Like, how lucky are we that we've got
pictures.
We got the Great Barrier Reef on our doorstep. Like from here, like
So you drove to the Great Barrier Reef on the weekend?
On the Great Barrier Reef.
What's the drive there?
From here, it's about five and a half.
Is that the bottom end of the Barrier Reef?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the southern tip of the Great Barrier Reef. It actually starts sort of just around Bundaberg, which is a little bit lower, and then I went up out off 1770, and it's just magical. It is magical. We have to do everything we can to make sure that we keep that as pristine as we can, because it is such a I don't know. We're so fortunate to have it, and once you're out there, it's like it genuinely. It's like you enter another realm. Like the water is crystal clear. You see all the marine life that you could possibly hope to see. More sharks than I definitely would hope to see, but that's another.
I'm a Cairns girl, so it's like I grew up on the reef, and it is. I think you take it for granted.
Yeah,
you really do. You just don't realise that everyone's not able to get on a boat and head out there. And
so sorry, just as an ignorant person, it goes the reef goes all the way from Campton to Cairns.
Yes.
No, from Bundaberg.
Bundaberg to
up to Cairns.
It's incredible, isn't
it? Yeah, it's amazing. We've even got reef down, like as far down as Moreton Bay. There's actually a reef of scuba dive there before, but the Great Barrier Reef, it's one of the wonders of the world.
It is UNESCO's. Yeah,
and
that's why there's no surf up there. Because of the coral and the.
I think that's the next frontier, though. Kendall, I really do, that people will start surfing out on the reefs, the same as they do. There's no difference to...
So there are waves beyond the reef?
Luttsy, you should see some of the waves.
Like Chaupu.
Yeah.
Tahiti.
Yeah, beautiful breaks. Like nobody on them.
So no one does it?
Well, remember the last trip that I did to 1770, there was a boat that there were people leaving the same time as me. They had 6 boards on their boat and they were heading out to go surfing. And I was like, it's coming. It's coming.
Surely.
I reckon it's the next frontier in surfing, is that people are going to start heading out there, and some of the breaks that you've seen, they're world class, and every wave is going unridden.
Because when you, like for the Olympics, the surfing, like that's not like a shore break. Like they're building structures, from what I can tell, on reefs. Out
of Chaupu.
Out of Chaupu.
Yes, yeah.
Like, so all the camera shots you'll see, I think your brother's working it.
Yeah.
Like they'll be out on boats offshore.
Yeah.
Watching the Olympic surfing. That's going to look amazing.
Spectacular.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that'll just be another thing that we've got. But at the moment, it's the fishing and the snorkeling and the scuba diving. It's unbelievable.
You catch a few fish?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah,
did you bring any in?
I got amongst them. I didn't bring any in here.
We're pretty lucky
where
in
are
Brizzy
they?
as
I was
well.
like, where's the esky?
Good point.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
So you went to the races?
Yeah, well, it's just a huge weekend. Like, it's for me. The BRC do. There's this thing called a Calcutta.
Yeah, what is a Calcutta?
I don't know.
And is
actually.
this new? Does this always
I
happen?
think it's been happening forever. But these are very good
good.
questions you're asking, because over the years people go, oh yeah, can you MC the Calcutta? And I go, oh no, I'm busy. What that really means is I don't know what a Calcutta is.
Yeah.
I still don't to this very day.
Well, if I had to have a guess, it's like you get together before the race,
Yep.
and you buy like a horse but you don't own the horse, but then all the money gets pooled or something like that.
That's the best way to explain it without. Yeah, that's my understanding as well. But that doesn't make any sense, does it? Really? I mean, you go there and I love, like, you know how I sort of have that sort of, I have this kind of, I love sport and the feeling sport gives me and all that sort of stuff. I speak about this a lot, but I don't really know a lot about some sports. I've been going to the horse racing since I was a kid. Doesn't mean I'm a horse racing expert. I don't know that much about it.
I feel that.
Yeah, okay. I love going to the races, but
we owned a horse together once.
Yeah,
and
we owned a horse together.
You had no idea whether it had been winning or losing?
Well,
we had no idea if it was a boy or a girl.
Yeah, we didn't know what's going on. It was a loser because we didn't get any money in our accounts ever. Yes. But and I've owned horses with mates. I've got some great friends through horse racing. It's great. But at these Calcutta things, you're on a table, and it's a great table, great bunch of blokes. But then at some point, these guys really know what they're doing, and they're like, okay, we've got to invest here, and that word, it scares me a little bit. Investing, I'm like, oh, okay, what's the buy? What are we doing here? Well, let's all throw in 500 each. Oh, okay. And I've done Calcuttas before.
When was this? Friday?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. Right.
So I've done Calcuttas before, and I'm like, here we go. Here's another donation to the cause. Yeah. Where, there you go, 500. There's $500, which I'll never see again. And then Friday, I MC'd a gig at the Arana Leagues Club with Dale Shearer, which was interesting, and a bunch of other guys, and it was great. But my entire thing that day is that I just lost another 500 for a Calcutta. Don't even know what it is. Just donate it. Just hand it over to a dude I barely know.
Did you have to give 500 cash? How do they do that?
Who has cats?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, what do you do?
They walk around with a little pay pass
Right,
square.
right. Is that
We
what it was?
will take your money.
No, they have. Yeah, don't worry, they have FPOS, whatever it is. So I used a card. But my whole Friday at this gig, and then I was like, another Calcutta, just donating $500, biggest waste of money ever.
You didn't know where that money was going.
No, I don't really. I know that they give you raffle tickets, and then I'm like, and I drew Bella Nipotina, which was one of the favourites, right? And that's a big thing. So it's like I've won the raffle, essentially. But I'm like, hey, I've got Bella raffle. And then someone comes over and you put your name down. Hey, there we go. I got Bella. And then somehow our table got 3 horses. And then guys literally sit there with a pen and paper there. And the guy next to me is like working algorithms and mathematical equations, trying to work out what we now do with that, whether we sell those horses back or whether you keep them, and then you get...
Based on odds?
I said to my mate Rob, I said, let's go to the bar. Let's get clear of this. We don't know what we're doing. So we went to the bar and just drank. And waited till... And then there's auctions. Hey, no, they've done that. And we just went, okay, we're out. Okay, we're just out.
What, auctioning off the horses?
They auction them back. I'm telling you, it's a whole thing, and it makes no sense to me. I don't even want to know what it is. And we come back and say, what happened? Oh, we sold 2, we kept 1. Right. So do I get anything? No, we won't get any money, but we'll have a horse on Saturday. Okay, bye guys. Some of you I don't know that I'll never see again in my life. And then, anyway, Saturday, I run into one of the blokes.
That makes no sense. You went from having 3 chances in the race to having 1.
Yeah. I think they sold... I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pretend
okay,
I know. I don't know. Yeah. People will be there going, oh, you idiot. But I don't know. Okay, I don't want to know. It's too much for me to... It's getting too heavy in a horse racing. It's not how I want to enjoy the sport. And it ends up that just before the race, I say, so what is actually happening? And they said, well, we kept a horse called Steffi Magnetica.
Oh, I was hoping he was going to say that.
And I've gone, right, okay.
Never heard of it. You're like, radio.
And then Tony, who was he's the CEO of the Brisbane Racing Club. He's gone, do you want to come in? I'll take you into the main bit where all the where the horses come back when they
the
win.
Owners, where the owners
where the
are.
owners
Winners
are.
Circle, it's called.
There we go, Winners Circle. We'll take you in there. So I'm in there with a couple of fellas that are on our table. We watch the race from right in front of the finishing post, and then they're cheering. I say, where is it? What is it? Is that one on the inside? And it hits the front. It looks like it's going to get beaten. It doesn't get beaten. Steffi Magnetica wins the Stradbroke handicap.
What were the odds, Luttsy? Do you remember?
Well, I don't remember the odds because I didn't back it. So the odds were inconsequential.
It was the biggest outsider.
It won. I think it paid $18.
It did. I think it was
18 to 1.
17.
But that was
it was horse 17.
It was horse 17, correct.
Steffi Magnetica. And it's the Cunninghams are part owners. I'd been at lunch
Who are
with
they?
them on the Friday.
Right.
And
So they're the owners.
So they own Storm Boy, who won the Magic Millions at the beginning of the year. So
There you go.
It was a massive, massive outsider, like a huge upset.
18 to 1. And I don't know where they were, but me and the 2 guys that, and I'm still oblivious to what's happening other than the horse that we had won, we start jumping up and down in the winner's circle. 2 Sky Racing cameras
I saw
go to us. We're jumping up and down. I've got people in Sydney going, do you own Steffi Magnet? You were just all over the, we know when they go to the winners?
Yeah.
My boy Sid said to me yesterday, I played golf with him yesterday, he said, did Luttsy own the horse that won the Stradbroke?
You thought I did until 2 seconds ago.
I said, I don't know. I actually don't know. I just asked him off air. I said, hey, did you own that horse?
Well, no, he did because he bought it at the Calcutta.
Calcutta, yeah.
But the odds mean nothing in relation to that. That's got nothing to do with it.
It's very confusing.
But then, I know, it's ridiculous. And then after all that, we're being on the camera, it's all a laugh. I said to one of the guys, well, what happens? Do we get money, obviously? And he said, we get about $9,000 each.
Wow.
You're very happy with your algebra friends from Thursday.
I looked over to this math wizard. I almost gave him a Lockie Neal style kiss. I won $9,000.
Holy hooah.
I was with Josh Dunkley, and Jack Payne, couple of Brisbane Lions players, a bunch of my friends that I was there with. We were there with the Star, and because we knew the family, we were all like, we're backing Steffi Magnetica, like knowing nothing about
So they
the
backed
odds.
it?
We told everyone around us, horse 17 for the big one, race 8, you've got to back Steffi Magnetica. Everyone's gone up to the tote. They're doing it in person, not on their phone. And after that race, the queue of us all there, and everyone's just getting
so you're on it
$100
too?
notes just cashed
Oh, my
out.
God.
Easy.
Wow.
My girlfriend that had never put a bet on in her life walked away with $600 on Saturday. Only bet she made.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.